everyone. It's called With the Dance to Love series. For the second episode, I have the lovely Nekea. She goes also by Sophia. But I will let her introduce herself and her dance background. So, yeah, go away.
Okay, so
take it away.
I've been dancing for a while. My background is in ballet, jazz, modern, contemporary, African, liturgical, praise, jazz, if I hadn't already said that. I've taken some salsa, I've taken some aerial, jack of all trades, master of none type of deal.
So, she got all that. And I'm going to go back. Which dance style in that and your foundation would you say you work best?
I'm definitely a more modern or contemporary dancer. That has always been, I don't want to say strong suit, but the thing I've been more connected with as far as like artistic freedom goes for dance.
Yeah.
I'm not into the very strict like ballet stuff. But like for my body and the things that my body has gone through, contemporary has always been the more ideal dance form.
Okay. And how to describe your experience with ballet and modern? How would you kind of take the two, like the difference and like how your body kind of takes that?
So, because I have a lot of back problems from injury and car accidents, ballet was always very hard on me because you have to have a very specific posture, and that doesn't really allow much freedom in ballet, whereas with contemporary, your body first has a more freestanding way of experimenting, where it's like this or this is not exactly like the right way to do contemporary.
Yeah.
It's more of the exploration and what your body does, what you feel. It's a lot of feeling and interpreting of how you interpret what's going on around you. So that has always been the like distance between the two for me. I also felt that from African though, because also although African is very freeing, African also has a type of structure and body posture that is very hard for me long term with my injuries, because I did African for a very long time and eventually it was just too much on my body at one point.
And which one of those would you say energy-wise it takes like a lot more?
African.
Yeah.
Takes way more of my energy.
But it feels good, doesn't it?
It's very liberating.
Yeah,
it's never out of dislike. It's just you gotta have a certain stamina to get through African. Contemporary will take that too, but African there's a push. There's a push behind it. Definitely. Yeah. Like I could do a 30-minute contemporary piece and be fine. I cannot do African for 30 minutes. No.
But I like that you kind of know like your foundations, but also like how much they bring out of you, because like you kind of have to find a balance in between certain styles where you've kind of built your foundation on with dance. So I like this. I'm not in any way in those dance styles, but I've definitely seen like how contemporary really releases all kinds of moments with your body, shapes and form, and you're just able to extend and just feel. Like I like that about contemporary.
Everything has its place in me as a dancer. I might not specialize in one thing specifically, but all of those things I can take something else from and be like, this has shaped me as a dancer.
I like that. So we're moving into self-love, and what would you say self-love is to you? Define it, and in one word, how would you define it?
If I had to define self-love in one word, it would definitely be acceptance. And that's because I've gone through my own self-love journey very recently, and a lot of that had to do with accepting me as I am and understanding that how I am right now, if that's not good enough for the people around me, then maybe they're not the people I should be around.
And for your, I guess the term to kind of wrap up self-love with your journey, what, if you could wrap it up in one word, what would that word be?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a hard one. This is usually the one that stumps people. So like, what's a word that resonates with you that kind of has helped, or like, with your processing your journey, wrap it up in one word? This is hard, so.
Kindness.
Kindness? Ooh, I like
Being
that.
kind to yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what's missing from their self-love journey is the kindness and acceptance in themselves, that who they are in that current moment isn't the issue.
Yeah.
You might have things that you need to work on, but you yourself is not the issue. And you have to be kind to yourself at that point in time before you can fix anything else you have going on.
Yeah. Well, dang. Okay, Nekea, I see you. Yeah, so be kind to yourself. It's definitely a hard word, hard world nowadays. So it's best to be kind to yourself. So
especially
you can be
with
kind to others.
social media.
Yep. Yes, most definitely.
Woo.
Breathe. So define a song that has reflected something that was able to help you get through something. What would that song be? I know we were talking about this, and she was like, I don't know.
Because my song is not necessarily one with a positive message.
And it doesn't always have to be.
Right. It's just a song that resonated with me a lot recently on my self-love journey, because it was a song about love, and I was going through some things with my own sexual identity and things at the time. So the song is called John Redcorn by Sir, and it has this, it's a love ballad kind of, but it's like, I just want to feel wanted and accepted by this person, but every night I'm going home alone. Like, why am I pouring so much of my energy into this someone, and they're going out and they're living the rest of their life, and I'm going home and I'm alone all the time. And that resonated with me because I was at a point in my life where I was constantly pouring all of my energy, not just into my partner, but into everyone around me. But then I was going home and I was alone. And I felt like I didn't have anybody there. And so, oh God, that's making me emotional now. But yeah, it was just, it was a good place to get to. It was like, you want so much to find acceptance from other people, and you aren't being accepting of yourself. And you shouldn't feel that when you're alone, you're alone.
Yeah.
Because you have so much more to offer yourself the same way you're offering everybody else. So what you're giving to everybody else, you need to give back to yourself. So that song does a lot for me. Oh my God, I'm crying. I'm okay.
And again, it's to kind of bounce off of what Nekea said, like, everyone, like, when you pour into others, sometimes it's like you expect them to do the same for you, but like, you can't expect everyone to do that for you, you know, all the time. Everyone's different from you. They take it and they leave with it.
Right.
Some take it, they reciprocate. So in cases like you could just have to be strong for yourself and remember that self-love that we're talking about is just like, yo, that means all. Sorry for swearing. That means all the world because like when you lose yourself, you're like, dang, I like lost myself, like emotionally, mentally, everything. But when you regain that self-worth again, it's just like, well, damn.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, but girl, we got emotional here. I love it. I can't wait to see you release to that song and kind of see how you're able to, move with it. So when that time comes, we can put that part of the video in here. I mean, you kind of maybe have talked about it already. When you overcome something, and it makes you uneasy, what are some ways where you stay grounded and like some tips you can help others to help themselves? And
for me, the two main things when it comes to like being grounded for me are one being physically and like literally grounded. So being out in nature does a lot for me as like a spiritual person because sometimes being in a man-made structure is like staying within that box in my mind, and that can be very toxic for me when I'm in a darker place. And man-made structures can tend to hold on to a lot of negative energy, not just from you but from people who have been in your space or people who live in that space with you. So being outside, going for walks, just exploring in general does a lot for my mental state to keep me grounded. Another is just linking up with solid friends. Like you guys.
Chances behind the camera right now.
When I say solid friends, I mean friends that you truly have a emotional, like a deeper connection to. Not just people that you go out with or people you see every once in a while on a day-to-day. Like people you can really reach out to when things are getting rough. And they're like, hey, let's just meet up. Because I have a lot of friends where I'm like, if something's going too deep, they're like, hey, we could just meet up here or talk. Or we could just meet up here and just dance it out. We don't have to talk about it. Because sometimes you don't want to talk about it. Sometimes you just want to get that energy off your shoulders. So being around good core valued friends and being in nature are my like best things for being grounded or regrounding myself.
Yeah. I definitely resonate with that too. I think when everyone's so busy, before COVID, everyone had XYZ, busy. So much, planned throughout the day, the week. And now that we're kind of able to quarantine and be in a space for a hot second, minute, month, we're able to sit with all these unsettling feelings. So it really helps to hear that staying grounded like for you to, go out and do those things connect with nature, especially like you don't have to be bothered by other people and then their conversations, but you can kind of focus on yourself,
Right.
So I really enjoy that.
Especially as an empath. As an empath, you tend to take on other people's negative emotions, sometimes without trying to, and that being out in nature helps just let all of that be where it is.
Yeah.
Instead of holding it on for yourself.
I agree. Empaths. I see y'all. We all gotta connect sometime. We gotta go hiking or something. All right. Okay, so we talked about grounding and going back to dance. How would you say it's helped you bring back to yourself and love yourself in that way? Because dancing, I feel like it's a great outlet tool to help you release a lot of things. So
I feel for me, and this has been a challenge within the last few years since I got my dance degree, which is when I've danced for a really long time, but my intention behind dancing was never as a career. It was just because it was something I liked doing. So it was always just an escape for my mind to have somewhere else to go. Mm-hmm. And so that was always good for me. Is like, I'm doing this out of the pure enjoyment out of doing it. And since I've graduated, it has made a shift a little more into a career. And so I've had to balance out doing it as a career, but still finding myself in it, still finding the enjoyment in it. Because if I'm doing it and I'm no longer enjoying it because it's bringing me a paycheck, it's not worth doing for me anymore. So overall, like, I always try to, even if I'm working on a project, I always try to find some other outlet within my dancing where it's just like we're dancing for the fun of it. Nobody cares if it gets put out there, nobody cares if other people sees it. It's just we're doing it for ourselves and as a way of moving, because if we don't move, then, you know, for us as dancers, if we stop moving for a long period of time, your body really starts to feel that. And it's hard to get back into dancing, especially after quarantining this long. It's hard to get back into dancing and your body just be like, okay, no. Your body is like, girl, you've been sitting on your butt for months. What is this? So I'm always trying to find something within the week that's still like, oh, I'm moving just to move. Just to move. Even when I'm at work at my other job, I listen to music and podcasts and I will just dance it out the whole shift. Because I need that movement.
Yeah. It's that physical release that you're just like, oh yeah, this feels right for me.
Yeah.
And I can just let loose and not think about anything in this moment and just do this for myself. So yeah, I like that. What was a moment in dance that was a breakthrough for you? In this journey.
So I can't think of a specific moment, but I would like to say my transition on my thought process when it comes to dance in college was a big breakthrough for me. Because like I said, I never intended to do dance as a career path. It was just always something I did for my well-being. And to the point where I didn't even go to college with the intent to get a dance degree. I went with the intent to get my chemistry degree and was kind of talked into doing a double major in dance while I was already pursuing my chemistry degree. So in the process of doing that, I met a lot of people, had a lot of different conversations, which also helped me into navigating my space as a part of the LGBT community. And so dance was a jumping off point for a lot of other really important aspects in my life. So that's why like the growth of dance through my college years was the breaking point for me.
Yeah, you go through a lot through college too. For those who, for those who haven't, you're not missing out on much. But it's just
you're not. But it does put certain things in perspective because it throws you kind of into an adult world that you aren't fully prepared for, and then you have to start learning how to navigate certain spaces or how to pick and choose things.
Yeah.
With nobody really guiding you too closely behind. Like, you'll have guides and you'll have advice, but at the end of the day, it's your final decision on how this is going to impact the rest of your life.
Exactly. Ooh. So, and I guess lastly, we're going to end with my experiment, which was the word that she used for self-love. She's gonna, words of affirmation and being verbal about it helps empower ourselves and also to you guys who may be watching. So Nekea, your self-love word, so it's This is the one
I am
replay.
accepting of myself. I am kind to myself. I am driven. I am. This is so hard. I am. The affirmations I can think of are like words that I need to apply more to myself. Like I apply that energy to the people around me, but I don't really take it into consideration for myself. And so a lot of them were like being kind, being thoughtful, being understanding of like if you're tired, it's okay to be tired.
Yeah.
If you're upset in this moment, it's okay to sit in that feeling and not feel like you automatically have to fix it. Let it live. Let it be out there and then handle it from there. Like let it be in the universe. So that's where I am with the affirmation.
All right. You all heard from Nekea. I hope you enjoyed this episode. She is also a dancer in Milwaukee. So where can we find you social media wise? XYZ. Put it out there.
So you can find me on Facebook at Sophia Leon, Leon, or you can find me on Instagram at Kiabea Sophia, KIABEASOPHIA. That's mostly it. I am planning on making a vlogging channel on YouTube soon.
All right.
Because your girl, Caribbean blood, I travel a lot. So I'm planning on doing that relatively soon. So I'm gonna hope that goes well. But that's it.
Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, and thank you Nekea for joining us. I appreciate you, and it's dance journey we've been able to share.